Barton Malow opened its doors in Detroit back in 1924, and really we have always maintained a presence here in the city ever since then on many projects, and really within the communities of Detroit.
Detroit traces its roots to the automotive industry for certainly the last century, longer than the last century. And automotive has been a core part of our business for the last 100 years. And while we are diverse, I mean, I think it's fair to say there's no other industry that's had a greater impact on Barton Malow than the automotive industry. And as Detroit was growing and expanding with this new thing of mobility in the early 1900s, then Detroit expanded as well. Expanded as people moved to Detroit to be a part of the automotive industry, as the infrastructure of the automotive industry expanded. That not only required new facilities to support the automotive industry, but then to support those that were supporting it. Education facilities, healthcare facilities, municipal facilities, whatever that may be. Detroit has had a close relationship with the automotive industry for 100 plus years, and I think the same would be true for Barton Malow as well.
Our current office here on 1274 Library Street, so corner of Library and Grand River, was our latest location based on our up-and-coming, very cool projects that we had going. So at the time that we opened the Detroit office, we were working on the Shinola Hotel. And if you have been to the Shinola Hotel, I mean, you can just look at the level of just workmanship and craftsmanship in every corner and every detail of that hotel. It is just beautiful. And being close to where we're building that iconic hotel really just kind of set ourselves up for our next jobs that were coming down the line, which, Hudson's being one of them, another iconic project, our criminal justice center, but also our Mary Grove campus project, where we're taking an old campus and we're really transforming something that had been closed down and something that could have fallen into decay, but really just going in there, rebuilding and repurposing an entire campus for the good of that community as well. So the location of our Detroit office being where it is, right in the heart of downtown Detroit, right amidst the projects that we're building up literally among us, around us, is pretty incredible. It's very easy for, our fellow coworkers to come here or clients to come here and being able to just point out the window and show multiple projects that we have built and the impact that we're making on the city.
I got my first heavy exposure to Detroit when, going to school at Wayne State. Spending 4 to 5 years down there over college, it definitely opened my eyes to the city. I thought the city, even at the time, was awesome and tremendous, and we had a lot of fun. And being able to go to a university in a city with a bunch of major sports teams also was very appealing. But to see where it's at today versus where it was when I was in college, it's absolutely night and day. To experience the sporting events and the heritage festivals and different music festivals and go to the concerts and to see the, bars and the restaurants and the shopping and everything completely evolve over, what is now, close to 20 years of my life has been pretty spectacular. And seeing how much Barton Malow impacts the community and everybody knows Barton Malow. Everybody knows Barton Malow for what they do. Everybody knows Barton Malow for what they've built. Everybody has some connection to something we've built, something the company has built. The generations of people that have worked at Barton Malow, it's pretty incredible. And even to this day, all the stuff that Barton Malow has touched in the city of Detroit, in the region that we live in the state of Michigan, seeing the impact we make with hospital work, with school work, with power plant and infrastructure work, with automotive work, with stadium and hospitality, like entertainment type work, it really hits people's lives. I mean, it hits people's lives in good times, and unfortunately it hits people's times in, more supportive type times. So it is kind of neat to see the work we do and the impact we make through building, through construction. The first thing I always think of is not just the building that's happening, but what these project teams are doing for that community in that location. So giving back to the local communities is super important. We do it as a company, but we also do it on a project level. Not only do we partner with owners and subcontractors, but I feel like every job we do, we're partnering with the community and we're partnering with the area.
I was offered an opportunity in 2014 to join the construction team of the Little Caesars Arena. And in joining that team, I was offered the role of diversity manager. So I was going to be responsible for working with our trade partners, with the city of Detroit, with the consultants, the third-party consultants that were brought on, as well as our union partners, to create a plan that could be implemented to identify Detroit-based contractors, as well as Detroit residents to work on the project, because there was a community benefits agreement tied to that project. So that created a space that we historically as an organization hadn't spent a lot of time focusing on. And it gave us an opportunity to really do something great in the community that we started in. To think through the history of Barton Malow, people know our name, they see the signs, but to have a team that's focused specifically on making the connections in the community, it's something that I really believe has given us a competitive advantage and really changed how people look at the construction industry here in Southeast Michigan. So that project site actually had more than 860 apprentices touch that site. That was a heavy lift to get that many apprentices on a job site. We worked over 3 million, I think it was 3.4 million man hours. And the businesses that we served, we had more than 60% of Detroit-based contractors on that job site. And when you think about the impact that you have economically in a city to do all of that activity at one time, where previously, before the arena was built, there wasn't a lot of redevelopment in the downtown business district. So what we were able to do was not only build something that we can all say we had a part in doing, we were able to build up the community and really activate something in this community engagement space. The 100-year anniversary at Barton Malow, I personally believe is so important because we started in Detroit. And I'm a Detroiter, born and raised. There was nothing more exciting than for me to get the invite to be on our float in the Thanksgiving parade. That float reflected everything that Barton Malow is, everything that I am. It showed that the work that I've been putting in community engagement here has not been done in vain. Like, to see us coming down and to be a part of that, coming down Woodward, to see all of the projects that we've touched along the way in the last 100 years, it spoke volumes. To see all of the little kids out there in the audience cheering us on, seeing people of color walking around our float and on our float, to see women out there, like, it meant so much. So I think that I'm glad that there's a celebration because it means so much to me.
We benefit greatly from the automotive industry and our roots and our ties here in Detroit, but we know from the past that there's a natural ebb and flow in the marketplace here. Work that we do even in Kentucky or Tennessee or in Indiana traces its roots back to Southeast Michigan or Detroit because of the ties to the automotive industry. There's, I think, been a recognition over a long period of time that diversification is good. So how do we make sure that we have proper market diversification or geographic diversification? But that's not necessarily easy to do because this is a industry that is local in many ways. Grateful for the wisdom of prior leadership to try to plant flags in new locations. We've been in Baltimore for many decades and Columbus for many decades, and Central Virginia traces its roots back to the UVA replacement hospital in the 1980s. And so those early forays into geographical expansion have been incredibly helpful and valuable for us today. And I think it just goes to show that, as we celebrate 100th anniversary today, it's great to celebrate this moment, but in many ways this moment is a celebration of all of the decisions that were made by leadership over 99 years that gives us the ability to do what it is that we're doing today.